What's going on, everybody? Quarth here, and welcome back to another video. You guys have been waiting long enough. I've kept you on your toes, but after a week of editing, this video is finally out to the public. So, I won't keep you guys waiting anymore. Without further ado, here is part 2 of my pitch for a Fredbears Family Diner FNAF game, aka Five Nights at Freddy's Golden Hours. So let's cue the intro and get to the video. December 30th, 1983. A day after the incident at Fredbears that caused it to shut down for safety purposes. You were the victim. Your brother was the one who caused it. You wake up in a hospital bed surrounded by your plushies. You're confused and you're scared about what's happening. All you know is that you can't move and you can only look with your eyes. But there's nothing really to look at other than your Fredbear plush. So, you slowly drift back to sleep. Tomorrow is another day. Then, you start Night 4. Night 4 begins with all the lights in the building completely shut off except for your office lights, considering the place is now closed and you are the only security guard in there. The only person that's allowed in there to watch over the whole pizzeria through the night. While you don't get a phone call and nothing really happens this night, Night 5 is where things really go down. Now, I lied. Once you complete the night of Night 4, you begin to walk out into the dining room to leave. When all of a sudden, the animatronics are off the stage. Fredbear and Spring Bonnie are now gone. The only one that is there is you. As you begin to walk towards the exit, you see something. A yellow, withered version of Fredbear, sitting at the door. No one knows how it got there, nor have they explained about extra spare suits moving around. You knew the animatronics could move around, but the suits? How is this possible? There's no endoskeleton in there. When all of a sudden, it turns purple. And then, you black out. And then, Night 5 begins. You wake up in your hospital room again. It's still the same night. You can't really get any sleep. But this night is weirder. You start by seeing a giant Fredbear in the corner of your room, staring at you from where the door was. You start to get a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, uneased at least, at the sight of it. You blink, and then it's gone. Like it wasn't there in the first place. But then you blink again, and your worst nightmares become real. You open your eyes to see horrifying, vicious monsters of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy standing at the foot of your bed, all wanting to grab you and rip you apart, staring at you, growling and vicious, like they are about to eat you with no remorse. But then, you blink, and it seems like it's all over. Until the Fredbear creature appears in front of you. But it's not Fredbear. This Fredbear is more darker, yellow hat and bow tie, sharp teeth, a stomach mouth, everything combining your past fears. But this one is also not the same Fredbear that you grew to love. The same Fredbear that had that fuzzy fur on his body. No, this was metallic, transparent even. Almost like a personification of death itself. As you black out one final time, you hear a slow beep, and you have faded into the inky unknown of the afterlife. Night 5 begins, and you wake up in your office again. It's all dark this time, with two shadowy figures now there. Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy. Shadow Bonnie gets mad every time you use the cameras, so you have to limit your camera access as much as you can. You could do that by flipping out the camera to check on a certain camera, and then flipping it down to pacify Shadow Bonnie. Meanwhile, Shadow Freddy works in the same way as Fredbear, but instead of flashing him once and he'll leave, you have to flash him 3 times once you see him move from the hallway. Then he'll move to the second hallway, and then he'll move right in front of you where you have to flash him again. And then he'll go right back to the hallway where he was sitting. As you flip up the cameras one final time, you can actually see that golden bear on the stage. Yep, This is a boss fight against Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy works similarly to how Fredbear and Spring Bonnie worked. He will move around the pizzeria randomly. When he appears in the hallway, flash him to leave, and when he appears in the other hallway, you'll have to hide under the desk. This night is a test of your insanity and your dignity. You will be juggling a lot to defend yourself against Golden Freddy, Shadow Bonnie, and Shadow Freddy. Everything that you have learned from the past couple of nights, and maybe from your experience playing FNAF games as a whole, is built up to this exact moment. A final boss fight with the most mysterious character in the entire series. But then, you finally hit 6 a.m., and this cutscene plays out. Once 6 a.m. hits, you frantically run out the office past the shadow animatronics, and you run to the door. You bang on it furiously, trying to be let out, but behold, nothing works. So, you try to find another way out. But then you go into the dining room, and you see Golden Freddy on the stage. The words, "He did this to me," flash relentlessly in your face as you fall back onto the floor and black out. It is then that everything becomes a bit more clear. This isn't a story about roaming animatronics. This is the story of one child whose life was taken from him too short on his very own birthday. Something that his father would not soon let go. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This video is taking me so long to make, and I really wanted to get it right, and I felt like that this was the perfect ending to Five Nights at Freddy's Golden Hours. So I hope you guys really do enjoy this video. I know you guys have been asking for it for a while. And yeah, it's good to be back. I love you all, and thank you so much for watching. This is Core, Third Day in Real Life, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace!